Here's Matt Longo, the sophomore from Littleton, Colorado, who takes a lot of pride in the fact that Army brought 12 boxers to nationals. Dr. Ray Barone, the retired lieutenant colonel, the coach of Army boxing, bringing Longo and 11 others. 6 have made it to the championship night. Longo, the 119-pound, 5'7" sophomore, chemical engineering major. Longo will face Jesse the Hornet Horton, the junior from Air Force. His late father, Charles Horton, was an Air Force Academy graduate and a pilot. Jesse spent part of his formative years in the United Arab Emirates when his father was training UAE pilots after the first Gulf War. So Jesse Horton focused on East Asia in his studies at the Air Force Academy, including politics, history, and economics. He is studying both Japanese and Arabic languages. And now let's check out the tail of the tape, sponsored by Ed Shave Gel.
How are we doing, sir?
And here as they look at that, a little bit older is Horton, a little bit taller is Longo. The big difference there is that reach. Look at Longo's reach, 28 inches. That's from the underarm to the outside of the fingertip. So he's got a little bit of longer reach, and hopefully he'll use it. Matt Longo may fight from the outside.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our next national championship bout. And our 119-pound national championship is a rematch of last year's final. First up, boxing out of the red corner from the United States Air Force Academy, Jesse Horton, your defending national champion. And his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner from the United States Military Academy, Matt Longo. The referee for our 119-pound match, Mr. Enrique Orsi from Laredo, Texas.
As Tom Forrest mentioned, this is a rematch of last year's final in the 119-pound weight division, won by Jesse Horton. Sean, what do you expect to see from Horton and Longo tonight?
Well, these two know each other very well because they've fought before. They're going to pick it up where they left it off last time. In that last fight, Horton had the advantage. He was able to jab, maneuver, box around. So it'll be up for Longo to go after him and try to take that play away.
As you saw on the tail of the tape, a much longer reach from Matt Longo at 28 inches compared to 25 1/4 from Jesse Horton.
And he'll use it too.
And watch how well Longo goes side to side.
That's the best thing about Matt Longo. I watched him last night, and he moved from side to side. He walked around, got the angle on his opponent. That's the best maneuver I've seen in this tournament. Get around on the outside, move around on your opponent. You get the angle on him, battle from the angle, and you're more effective.
Matt told us earlier today that elusiveness comes from fighting guys that are 15, 20 pounds heavier, and you have to get away from them. You can't stand in front of those guys.
You're not going to stand and punch with those bigger guys, but he says he likes working out with them in the gym because it trains him not to stand there. 1 minute down in this first round, and busy style from Jesse Horton. Jesse Horton going in with the combinations. Look at him work. He's missing a lot of those shots, but he is throwing. You know, that keeps your opponent's eyes busy. He keeps looking, even though he's missing, you keep your opponent looking at your shots, and then you come in with a heavy artillery later.
Horton has Longo backed into the corner at the end of round 1. A low blow by Jesse Horton, so that will pause the fight momentarily as Eddie Orsi from Laredo, Texas stops the fight for a moment. Horton trying to back Longo into the corner again.
This attack from Horton. A preponderance of punches. You know what wins fights in this level is punches. Put those gloves on your opponent's body, on his head, on his face. Good right cross. Jesse Horton. Longo should come back. Get that jab working from Longo. Get to stepping around more. Matt is staying too flat-footed. You know, when I saw him last night, he seemed to get better as the rounds went on. That's the end of the first round. Let's see if he gets better in this second.
How difficult is it for these fighters to fight on back-to-back nights?
Very difficult. They fought two nights they fought back-to-back. That's very difficult and wears you down by that final night. Many of these guys don't want to use everything up like last night. Tonight's the championship fight. Look at these punches. He started off from the body, and Horton came to the head. And now good combination. Here is Horton again with that long right hand, doing a nice job with that punch. Look at Jesse Horton. It is Horton on the attack. Longo trying to step around. There's a look at Ed Wishers, the venerable teacher, really, in boxing.
Already has a national championship for one of his fighters tonight. Is Dean Chuba won the 112-pound fight, the first of the night. And the Air Force Academy teammates who traveled here to Reno, Nevada, rooting on Jesse the Hornet Horton from Bountiful, Utah, trying to win the 119-pound weight class for Air
Horton
Force.
was definitely stinging in that first round.
What does Longo have to do in this second round to avoid the barrage from Horton?
When he steps around, he must punch like that. Get that jab working and then step around. When you jab, move around. You maneuver to a better strategic position, and then you score.
You complimented Longo's elusiveness, but with that elusiveness, you want to see him punch through.
Absolutely. You know what? You set up your opponent, you've got to go to get a knockout blow, or you got to go and make him pay for it. Like the military men maneuvering to a better location and not dropping the weapon.
Something these fighters understand. Horton from Air Force, Longo from the U.S. Military Academy. This is a big fight as Army, the U.S. Military Academy, tries to win its first team championship. This will go a long way. 5 points for a championship.
But I'll tell you what, it's Horton really is the one that's doing the damage. 1 minute left in this round. Horton really doing the damage, and also it's Longo who is backing up. He's stepping around. I'd like to see him step around and then crack. Even sometimes he might back up Horton. Horton's so strong in there. Look how Horton lowers the center of gravity. He lowers down and then he goes in. He attacks. Attack on the angle.
Longo trying to jab him back out to the middle of the ring, staying away from the ropes, but Horton has really kept Longo on the defensive throughout the first 2 rounds of this fight.
Horton is attacking. Look at this. You know the best defense, go get him. And Horton is using that. Good jab from Longo. There's Longo with a good combination. Horton ran into it.
Maybe Longo's best combination of the fight so far, and yet he ends up on the ropes again.
Another
Longo
one.
Trying to push back.
Longo scoring.
So the sophomore from Littleton, Colorado ends the second round with the flurry.
And hard to judge that second round. It started out the first part of the round, I thought was Horton, but then later in the round, Longo came back. So who do you score that? Remember, it's a point system.
Third and final round between Horton and Longo is next.
Alrighty, boxing fans. All of tonight's action is brought to you by CBS College Sports. From CBS Sports, the people who are coaching everything from the Super Bowl to the Masters and more, comes the CBS College Sports Network, with live games featuring more than 35 men's and women's sports, including football and basketball. A new nightly show, College Sports Tonight.
Eddie Wisher's giving the instruction to Jesse the Hornet Horton from the Air Force Academy about what he needs to do in this third round. What do you think Coach Wishers is telling
I'll
Jesse?
tell you what, great instructions. I was listening very intently. Wisher said, go to the body and then come to the head. You kill the body and the head will fall. So he wants for Horton to go downstairs and then work his way upstairs to the head.
You'll see how Horton follows that advice in this third and final round of the 119-pound weight division.
Boy, is that exciting. This is what I love about 119-pounders. They are fast and they are furious.
And at this point, you say it's anyone's fight.
Well, I think Horton's got a little bit of advantage. You know, Horton was the one landing the heavier blows last round. Last part of the round, Longo came back. But remember, this is a point system.
Meaning you're scoring on the contact you make.
You know, what matters mostly is landing punches on your opponent, not who's coming back.
Thus far, how well do you think Horton's executed the game plan in round 3?
Horton's done a terrific job. He has started like right there. He does a nice job going downstairs and then coming up as Ed Wishers wanted him to do. So he's executing exactly like the coach says. Good left hook.
Backing Matt Longo to the ropes. Longo counters and has Horton on the ropes for the first time. Horton punches out of it.
And Horton was hurt. Big left hook from Longo. A Longo left hook. Another one. What a slugfest.
Longo working the body. He goes upstairs to bloody the nose of Jesse Horton. Nearing the end of round 3. It's Longo working the body of Horton.
And mixing it up. 30 seconds left in this round. Still plenty of time. Big left hook from Longo.
Longo scoring with that left hook.
Oh.
The left hook again. Direct hit. Right on Horton. Down to the wire in round 3.
What a back and forth battle. This final round, they both want it. Stop, says the referee. Keep your head up. They don't like ducking their head too low in this tournament.
Longo scoring big with the left hook, trying to land a few more on the bloodied nose of Horton at the end of round 3.
Wow, what a finish. Both fighters show they want this championship. Did you see that final round? Both of them going after it.
What efforts from Jesse Horton from Air Force and Matt Longo from Army.
Well, in that final round, the complexion sure changed in this fight. Did you see these combinations? It was Longo going downstairs, Longo taking punches over the top, underneath, and then it was Horton who came back. Again, Longo with that right hand, connecting very well. Those shots all score points. But the problem for Longo is that Horton came back from that, and he scored many points too. Who scored the most points? What a good match. They both wanted it in that final round.
And the great respect between the fighters. Eddie Wisher's coaching Jesse Horton, and Dr. Ray Barone, the former lieutenant colonel in the Army, coaching Matt Longo. And these fighters gave it their all in the 119-pound title bout. And left it all out there. Horton, the junior, and Matt Longo, the sophomore. So we could see these fighters again in the NCBA Collegiate Boxing Championships.
Well, they did it once before. They did it tonight. They may as well do it again. Have a third one.
Horton, last year's champion. This is the rematch of the 2007 final. Awaiting the decision between Jesse Horton of Air Force and Matt Longo of Army.
Very nice, and this crowd loves it.
Let's check in with Tom Forrest.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for a decision in our 119-pound national championship. Our winner, boxing out of the blue corner from the United States Military Academy, and new NCBA national champion, Matt Longo.
So the rematch from 2007 goes to Matt Longo of Army. Horton won the title in 2007. Longo wins the 119-pound championship in 2008. And 5 points go to Army, contending for their first team championship.
Ladies
Army
and gentlemen,
had the lead
presenting
going into
the
tonight.
award in our 119-pound weight division is Mr. Dave Halstead from the University of Nevada, Reno. Dave was our 1968 team championship boxer in the 126-pound division. Dave, come forward and present our awards. We'd also like to acknowledge our fourth place finisher, Tyler Sexton from the University of Kentucky, and our third place competitor in the 119-pound division from the United States Naval Academy, Bui Trong.
What's that?
Sean O'Grady's in the ring with our 119-pound champ, Matt Longo.
Thank you, Carter. Matt Longo, congratulations. What won this fight for you?
Just a lot of hard training, hard work from my coaches, my team, support from my family. All that stuff helps the whole way through. So it's real good to have.
Coach is telling you what to do in that final round. How did you go after him?
He said, "We got 2 minutes left. Lay it all out on the line. Everything hard that we worked for this year, all the struggles we had." He said, "Just put it all out on the line." That last round.
Take a look over here at the monitor. This is the final round. What were you thinking here, Matt?
Well, I just told myself I got to keep punching, don't stop punching, because if I do that, then I may not score enough points to win. So,
well, you scored enough points. You won the fight. You got a belt. You need to get some bigger belt loops for this belt. Yeah. But congratulations, right. He's a champion. How about that, Reno? You got a champion here in the 119-pound division. Carter.
Sean, it's Matt Longo, whose grandfather, John Longo, the Air Force grad. Matt said that inspired him to go to the United States Military Academy. And in the rematch of last year's 119-pound final, Matt Longo defeats Jesse Horton to score a big one for Army.